Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah, we're starting early tonight. Holy crap! Cheers, everyone. This dog has just been a menace all day. You know I love her. You know she's my favorite person on earth, but just hitting her food bowl, whining constantly to go out, and I'm gonna have to probably do some parenting now. You guys are gonna watch me do some parenting for Molly the Wonder Dog because I don't know what else to do. I'm at my wit's end with these damn kids. I can't handle it. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? You good? You hanging in okay? Are you surviving? It's been a little while since we checked in. Now, if you caught us last night, Ken Knapsack did a Twitch stream, and he invited Josh McCouga, the star of that show, Eating History. Hey, I pointed the right thing. And yeah, I got to kind of crash the party as well, and we celebrated Josh's big night, and we'll do a little bit of that again tonight because Josh McCouga and Ken Knapsack are guests on the show. So I'm going to bring them in just a little bit. Tonight, we're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to shoot the shit as always and have a couple fun games, card openings. No trivia tonight. Not giving away any money tonight. But that'll happen Saturday. Mark's Bar Trivia Saturday. And, of course, you can catch me every damn weekday on The Q, the new trivia app, the Q Trivia. You can download it right now and play along with me. I'm at the 9 p.m. East Coast, 6 p.m. West Coast time slot. I go live from my apartment, and I get to give away cash and prizes to people who get correct answers, and it's a whole lot of fun. So Molly's, I don't know if it's gotten better or worse since we started the stream, but I might as well bring in my backup right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as the star of Eating History. That show right there, I missed it. He is the one, the only Joshua Hercules McCouga. How are you, bud?
What's up, buddy? 2 nights in a row. I mean, I am so excited to be here, really and truly.
It's great to have you. Congratulations on your big night. How do you feel going into day 2? You woke up today, and you woke up, and it's all changed, Josh. You're now a big TV star. You get recognized on the streets. If people were allowed within 6 feet of you, they'd want to give you a hug.
It's very true. I walked around the neighborhood today. There wasn't a soul on the street, so I have no idea how my fame is affecting me in the public life. But privately, my wife still treats me the exact same. I got to say, I woke up this morning with the first hangover of the quarantine. So I think I'm doing it right.
If that was your first hangover of the quarantine, then you are a much better man than I. I'm going to welcome in our third member of the trio, and he is in the chat room, Johnny LaQuasto. Johnny LaQuasto is here. Wow. Mr. LaQuasto.
I miss LaQuasto terribly.
Yeah. But no, we also have another member that we're going to bring in. And because Johnny LaQuasto wasn't available to be live streamed in, we found this guy, Mr. Ken Knapsack. Ken, how are you?
Let's do it for the boys.
What are we all drinking here?
I've got my new favorite thing, this Johnny Walker Game of Thrones Song of Fire mixed with Zevia Cherry Cola. Calling it a lockdown. We unveiled that in the afternoons episode that will come out tomorrow, so I'm giving you a preview.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I should point out these are the stars of the afternoons podcast, the afternoons with Josh and Ken, of course. Josh, you play the Josh in the afternoons. What are you sipping on?
I'm the usual, just whiskey. My bar is pretty much just all whiskey and a couple random vodkas for Amanda's Moscow Mules. But, I've been kind of like sampling each night, like touching a different one here and there. But for the most part, just sticking with Jack Daniels because I know that'll be available. Even in the apocalypse, Jack Daniels will not sell out.
So we got some people weighing in the chat room. Justin Towns, our buddy from Alabama, says he's got a beer and a whiskey.
Nice.
Ed Harold jokes that Josh is drinking a 1941 Pabst Blue Ribbon. And,
you haven't seen there are 2 beer episodes. They might be combined into one. I know last night on the stream I said we were doing 5 weeks of double stack. We're only doing 3 weeks. So next week, the week after, a double stack, and then the 4 weeks after that will be one brand new episode and then a repeat. So you'll have like 10 weeks of me on your screen.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice. Let's get into that. Ken, no, you were kind enough to invite me to the Twitch party last night that we had late last night at 11 p.m. That's here on the West Coast. So for everybody who didn't get a chance to check that out, but for people who maybe saw Eating History, it was kind of cool to see our boy on TV last night. Ken, what did you make of the episode of Josh's and Smokey's, who popped into the stream, by the way, of their inaugural episode of Eating History?
I love the show. It's that show that you can just turn on. You can just go for a ride. It is in that diners, drive-ins and dives type of thing, the man versus food type of thing that I just love. You get the history. I learned some stuff. Actually did. There was a couple times in the show that Grace and I went like, oh. And then my favorite thing was seeing this like 50 times during the show of Josh's face. It was the best. Slow motion.
Yeah, my favorite Josh face is when Smokey's about to eat something and Josh is doing that. Like he looks like me before every 3rd and long that the Washington Redskins are about to snap the football. Like, something good is probably not going to happen, and so you have to prepare yourself accordingly.
Man, that is good. That is.
Josh had the Sage Rosenfels as our quarterback face of the show. Yeah.
I think that should be a game that we play. Maybe I might even be able to set it up tonight where was this a backup quarterback for the Dolphins, for the Steelers, or for somebody else? I think that could be a game that we play.
That's not about – I like that. Yeah.
Love it.
Everybody's weighing in with what they're drinking. Jenny Lawson is currently drinking a Sweet Tea. I like that. And Robbie Smith has a Shirley Temple with the side of cheesecake. So that's it's a little bit of everything.
Have you guys ever seen the Shirley Temple King on Instagram? Have you guys seen this kid?
No.
Say again. You cut out. What was it?
So this kid is called the Shirley Temple King, right? And he's like, I don't know. Amanda, how old do you think Shirley Temple King is?
Oh, yelling at the wife.
Yeah. He's like 7, right? Like 6 or 7. And he's this sweet, adorable kid. Do you guys like how I just went full meatloaf? Like, wow, is he? So
you went Will Ferrell at the end of Wedding Crashers.
Totally.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be the only one yelling at a woman off screen tonight. Molly, shut up! But no, it's Josh stealing my fun.
So it's this kid, and he's like a sweet little kid, and he's like, "Hi, I'm the Shirley Temple King, and I'm here at this restaurant trying to Shirley Temple. It's pretty good. The ratio of cherry and soda is pretty spot on. I give it a 7. Definitely try. Thanks for watching." He's like the most adorable kid. And he just reviewed Shirley Temples. It's awesome. And
what's he doing? 2 million views?
Oh, it's insane. I think he was just on Ellen. He was on Ellen.
See, we did this all wrong. We start talking about movies and Star Wars and stuff like that. We should have just been doing, like Old Smokey, reviewing MREs and stuff like that. That's the careers we needed.
We should have just been doing ASMR is what we should have been doing.
I mean, believe me.
I mean, look, Christian and I had a good initial pop when we started Schmoes with reviewing the movies, and then I don't know, is there a thing on YouTube that bugs y'all with how popular it is? You don't have to name names, but for me anyway, it's just watching adults take toys out of boxes and just fawn over them for hours on end. Like, what are we watching here? But Brett Sheridan was telling me his kids, they love that stuff. Like, they're glued to watching it, and it gets like millions of hits of just like, look at Iron Man's got 3 buttons on his right hand. Like, I don't understand why it's so popular, and it kind of drives me insane.
Everything I felt about those channels, I put into a project called Captain Learning, and it ruined my career. So I just enjoy everything that's out there. God bless you all, and do it. Do your best.
Unlike at my funeral or whoever's funeral, I don't care. Captain Learning better be brought up at both Ken and my funeral as like top 5 worst days of our life that we thought were going to be top 5 best. Like
that's the thing. That was like, I literally grabbed my phone in Vegas at lunch with my friend, went, ooh, the video got released, and then just watched as my life, my career just ended. Just, oh, okay.
Is it still online? Like,
it is.
I think it's there somewhere. They own it.
Captain Learning into the YouTube search. I'm going to try it right now.
Yeah. They own it. It's their property. So
the best was like, it's sort of like, your parents come in, you got in trouble at school. Like your mom already knows, you're waiting for your dad to come home from work, and he sits down at the dinner table and just like, Josh, This is a tough one. And so Ken comes in. It's me, Mark Riley, and Ken sitting in the writer's room. It's silence. In walks Christian Harloff, sits on the couch. He goes like, it was like, really and truly, I swear to God, it's like you went to bed on Christmas Eve, right? You think you're going to wake up on Christmas morning, all the gifts, and then you just wake up the next morning and it's a random Wednesday in February and your mom's yelling at you and you're like, wait, what happened to Christmas? No.
So they did move it to their Collider interviews channel, and so that means the views started over again. So mine, which was the top reasons King Arthur, Legend of the Sword is the best movie, only has 2,000 views. So there you go. That's
I was going to say it remains a hidden gem. And look, I'm not about to compare Captain Learning to the greatness that is what I'm about to make this equivalence with. Is that Captain Learning? I imagine y'all waiting for the Captain Learning reaction was kind of like when Marty McFly is on stage at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance and is just shredding Chuck Berry, Johnny B. Good, and he knows he's doing the Eddie Van Halen tapping, and and the band's going crazy, and then he ends it, and he looks out in the crowd, and they're just all staring at him, and it's like maybe you just weren't ready for that yet.
Yeah.
For everybody watching, Captain Learning was something that Josh, Ken, Mark Riley did at Collider when they were first hired there as the writing team. They had this really funny idea, and it was kind of like making fun of all those explain videos, and it was just this weird voice, and it making a lot of like weird kind of correlations with movie history and that kind of thing, and it was pretty funny, but it just didn't land for the Collider audience.
It really didn't. Like to this day, conundrum. You know, like
I'll tell you what, though, Josh, I'll tell you what. I dared to open up one of them in the Collider's learning channel, and the dislike ratio is good, 348 to 17. Maybe it just needed to be on a channel where only 2,000 people can see it.
I love that they re-uploaded it. That's that they re-uploaded it to another channel. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I mean, here's the thing is Mark, you were talking about people unboxing, right? And when my nephew was like 2 and 3 years old, he was obsessed with trains. Like all he wanted was trains, right? And Ben went on YouTube, my brother, and would play a video of a guy with a camera still on a tripod with just the camera watching a train go by for like an hour and 15 minutes, like a slow moving freight train. And he's commenting on it. This thing had like 35 million hits.
Right?
It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
YouTube was created for leisure time. It's turned into this entertainment thing, but it was created to, it's Saturday afternoon, you're on the couch, you're on the line at the dentist office or in the lobby, you're just going to watch something pointless. I think we forget that sometimes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. My new favorite channel is Marble Race, the marble racings. Hell's Marble Run. Have you guys watched this?
No.
If you're in need of sport, because I think ESPN on that Ocho thing, they just played it, but it's a YouTube channel called Yells, but it's Hell, like Hell's, I think it's like Dutch or something, JELLE Marble Run, Hell's Marble Run. And they race marbles, and it's legit. The race goes on, but they put it in like a little Olympic stadiums and stuff, and they have an announcer and everything like that. And someone in my Twitch channel recommended it, and I watch it every morning over a cup of coffee. It's just fun. Sports everywhere.
Ken,
Kyle Harlow, a big sports fan from the Midwest, is weighing in saying that we should have deep faked it. That's a fair point there, Kyle. And Garrett Farney, also from the Midwest, says hi to everybody. And Garrett, he brings up my next question, is because Garrett Farney, a pro golfer, he's the course professional at a course. Josh, what's the name of the course?
Shoot, it's in like Eagle Ranch, I think.
Garrett, tell us. I have the hat.
I have the hat too. Something Eagle
with an eagle in it, like Eagle Crest or something like that.
And Garrett sent the Schmoes a bottle of Templeton Rye. It's at the studio, the SEN studio, and he sent me a bottle of Templeton Rye. He also helped me buy my new set of golf clubs that I haven't gotten a chance to use a lot because all the golf courses are closed.
Okay, what do you mean he helped you buy golf clubs?
Eagle Ridge. What's that?
What do you mean he helped you buy golf clubs?
So
Like,
he's like because he's a golf pro. I gave him like all my stats, and he went directly through Callaway to make it happen for me. So I wouldn't have to go through like a third party. Yeah.
That's okay. So how does it go if the three of us show up to a golf course? How does it go? What's it look like? Ken, I know you haven't played in a little bit. I haven't played in 6 years. I used to love it. I used to be like addicted to it, and I just haven't played
every Sunday. Yeah.
What's it look like, Josh?
I think that we started like that Roosevelt 9-hole in Griffith Park.
I played with Andy Richter there one time.
Nice.
A bunch of us used to go. A bunch of comics used to go because we were in this weird period of our life where we had just made the transition to where like we didn't have to have a day job, and we still weren't getting great spots, but we were doing enough to get by. And so we had all this free time during the day. And so usually Steve Byrne was the instigator because he would get us all together, like go play baseball at Pan Pacific Park or go to Roosevelt. So it'd be like me, Steve Byrne, Renazizi, Sebastian, Faberman. Occasionally Court McCown would humor us and come play golf with us. And we would all go out there, and it'd just be, sometimes it'd be a disaster. Sometimes it'd be a lot of fun. But playing Roosevelt, man, I played that course so many times. That was such a fun period in life where it's kind of like the Sandlot. It's like an adult Sandlot where you're just playing sports every day and you're like, what the hell am I doing?
Whenever I think of you guys playing golf, I think of the scene in Swingers when he's just like 1, 2,
It's exactly that. Yes.
6.
Look, man, you've only seen us on the Top Golf course. All right, let me get on the links there, and we'll see how it goes.
I'm just trying to get you guys more involved in the game. 1, because I always like to play with my friends, and 2, because you need to be involved in the Queen's Cup, the yearly Makuga golf tournament that is hotly contested, mostly, and there's a trophy, and now we have blazers and shirts. It's really got a full logo. Like, it's getting bigger and bigger.
I'm in for that, man. I'm in for that. I love Garrett Farney's name though. That is a name you hear like on Tiger Woods, like Garrett Farney up to the tee here. From 3 shots.
From rural Illinois. I actually think he's from Iowa. From Iowa City, Iowa. Let's just make up a place. Garrett Farney.
See, I'm kind of thinking that Garrett Farney is the name of the high school phys ed teacher. Like, Coach Farney made me run laps, or Coach Farney made me do 10 extra push-ups because I sucked at ultimate frisbee. That's what it. Oh man, who do you get? Did you like our coach? What was the name of your high school gym coach? Our high school gym coach was Coach Cachetta. It was John Cachetta, and it was so funny because this kid, I won't say the name of the kid, but this kid had he had kind of like a wonky eye, right? And so Cachetta's teaching us how to run football pass patterns, and he was telling us that okay, so the quarterback, before you even turn around on a button hook. And so we had to all go to a button hook. And by the time we turned around, the ball was already coming at us. And I remember him saying to this kid, he's like, hey, which one's your good eye? and the kid is like, he was like, what do you mean, coach? And he's like, which one's your good eye? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they had this weird standoff, and the rest of us are dying laughing. Oh my God, it was so funny.
So our coach, in high school we had 2 gym coaches. One was Mr. Render, he was also the football coach, and one was Coach Morton, right? And there was this urban legend that Coach Morton went to jail for crack, but nobody could ever prove that, right? That he sold crack and went to jail, right? But here's the best part: is every 6 weeks you had to switch the gym, right? So you would go floor hockey, football, basketball, volleyball, swimming, right? And so the freshmen, this is so medieval thinking. The freshmen had to take gym class with the seniors. So you have some kids that still haven't hit puberty and guys that are legitimately full-grown men playing floor hockey against each other, and coaches that just don't care. They're Coach Render would come in and be like, all right, today's floor hockey. Please don't die. I'm going to be in my office. And he just drop the puck, and it would be pandemonium. My buddy Jeremy Browan, okay, little kid, got jammed into a wall and just laid there motionless for 20 minutes before anybody even went and paid attention to him. It was Wonder Years gym class.
In your best gym class memory?
Yeah, we had a teacher. He's passed away, and we all loved him. So rest in peace. But his name was Mario Pacell, Coach Pacell. And Pacell wore he was an older like Italian guy, but he had like kind of like Gary Busey arrest hair. He had Tom Selleck tight shorts on with the front pockets. And he rode a bike like 20 miles to school every day. And the rumor was in the 70s, he crashed the team basketball bus with the team on board while driving drunk. We don't know if it's true or not, but it became fact. And he just rode his bike every day. And he used duct tape instead of like Band-Aids and athletic wrap. And the joke was like, you hurt? Have Coach Pacell put on some duct tape. Just put some duct tape on that right there. And he just would have his knee wrapped in duct tape.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
You know, the great thing is that, like, okay, so my mom was a school teacher, right, for like about 30 plus years. And there was always like multiple teachers in the school where there was like legends or like urban legends about them, right? Like there in my 8th grade teacher, there was a legend that he had no feeling in his right hand, and that's why he would like pound the chalkboard. And then we had this one math teacher with like a crazy eye, and it said that like her and her husband died, like she almost died on her honeymoon. Her husband died because they were attacked on a safari. Like there was all these things. So I was always wondering, like, did my mom have an urban legend about her? Like, was there some kind of urban legend about my mother? So I'm in college, and, you know, I mean, my last name's Makuga, so it's not like Smith or Johnson or whatever. And this girl comes up to me and she goes, "Is your last name's Makuga? Did you have a mom who was a teacher at Myrtle in 5th grade?" And I was like, "I did." And she was like, "Oh, she was one of my favorites." And I stopped her. I was like, "Listen, you need to answer this question. Did my mom have any like creepy urban legends about her? Like she one time like wrecked a team bus full of students and that's why she drove a car?" She's like, no. But the teacher that she taught with, it was told that he found diamonds in a wall and that's why he retired early. I'm like, see, everybody's got one. Yes.
Oh, Moneybag Magoo? Yeah.
I have a great urban myth story to tell about one of my teachers. But first, I'm going to check out of the stream for a second, and I'm going to go beat this dog senseless. I'm actually going to go perform physical violence on a dog. And when I say that, I'm going to give her more food, so she'll shut up. So, give me 1 sec.
Okay, or Mark Ellis, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
But so your mother never had a rumor, like nothing that you knew about.
No, but you know, there were a couple times that like I was at a J.C. Penney with my mom, you know, buying fat kid jeans, and we'd see one of her students, and he would look like he just saw a ghost.
Husky.
Like,
yeah,
because when you see a teacher outside of school, they're not supposed to be outside of the classroom.
Out of context teachers, that's the scariest thing.
Totally.
You know? Seeing him at the drive-in or the mall or you know, some sort of fuck party, it's just the worst feeling. Just the worst feeling in the world.
Did you ever have a crush on any of your teachers?
Oh yeah, my 2nd grade teacher, Mrs. Pipperato. She was like a rookie teacher. She was like a Cal Ripken, you know, in '82 for the Oregon. So it was and I had a huge one after the end of 2nd grade. I went home and I cried. My mom caught me in the room. She was like, and I was just like, I gotta miss her. So there was that. Yeah, I mean, you know, we had the requisite kind of like hot young teacher, the bio teacher in high school, and then the economics teacher that turns out she was having sex with one of the seniors in my class who ran like an underground paper, like all those kind of things. You know, I wasn't no teacher was like, "Hey, what are you doing after school?" They were just like, "Go home."
And there Ken goes, telling the exact same story I was going to tell. One of my hot young teachers, the French teacher, the big rumor is that she had slept with one of the seniors, and the teacher was probably like 24, 25, and was the reason we all took French. Like the reason all the guys took French. Oh, yeah. Like we didn't care about learning French. We just cared about like some FaceTime. And then I didn't hear that until afterwards, and it like crushed me. It like broke my heart because I was like a fat, chubby freshman, and this guy was a senior. But he was, you know, those seniors that look like they're like a junior in college already. He was one of them, and that was the rumor. But we also had so I went to Catholic school. We had a nun, Sister Carol, who had this foot thing. She had a breathing foot, is what we called it. And because her foot, it was her right foot, and it would do this, like it would just like she would go up and down like that, like the toes were. And so, yeah, she was teaching some class, and
she just worked in a kid shop.
Huh?
Was she just working a kick drum?
It was just like it wasn't the whole foot. It was just like the toes were like this. And so we were all taking. You know how when you're taking a test, the teacher just kind of like walk up and down the aisle.
Yeah.
So she walks up to the desk right in front of where I'm sitting, and sitting right in front of me was my buddy Doug. And she's looking there. She's standing to our left. And she's looking at Doug's paper, and the foot's going, and I can see Doug look down at her foot, and so I start going, like I start doing the Darth Vader breathing, and he, like, the explosion of laughter involved liquid coming out of his mouth. It was like that, and he started dying so hard, and he exploded. Sister Crow had no idea why. And then I start dying, and everybody else in class is like, what the hell is going on?
That is really good. That is very good.
Good times.
Good.
That's what it was worth it.
Yeah, that was worth it. That was worth it. Oh boy.
Hey, Chunky, you want to come up here?
And
I gave her so much food. Come here, Bob.
little chunky monkey. I eating all that food.
I think what Garrett Farney needs to do for Mark, instead of hooking up Mark with golf clubs, is he needs to hook up Mark with a couple lessons first.
Whoa, it's big.
I was trying to give you lessons at Topgolf, and then we blacked out. So I don't.
We were in
I wouldn't recommend drinking with us at Topgolf if you want to get better necessarily at the game of golf. But I will say, Ken and I did start to make it competitive. Now, maybe that's because Josh is drinking at a different clip than Ken and I were, because the previous night after the stand-up show in Arizona, we walked. We all come back to my hotel room, and we're gonna hang out and have a couple beers. And as soon as we get in the hotel room, it's apparent to Ken and I that Josh is like, we should probably get Josh back to his room. And so Ken and I put Josh like he's Kellen Winslow after the 81 divisional playoff game, and we're walking him back into his room. We dump Makuga. We tell him, hey, sleep on your side so none of us feel bad about it in the morning. And then Ken and I go back and knock a couple beers back.
Yeah, we got to get back to Scottsdale. We were in like the same aisle at Topgolf that Mike Trout was when he hit that like 1,000-foot shot there.
Yeah,
the same one.
That was us.
We almost touched greatness.
I know. Who if you could add a professional athlete to our like foursome in Topgolf, who is it?
Ooh, okay.
Craig Statler.
You know who I saw a little Sports Center thing with Brooks Koepka, and like I never knew that dude had any personality. He was really funny and engaging, and I'm like, I want to hang out with Brooks Koepka. So if it's a golfer, I'm saying Brooks Koepka. If it's not a golfer and I need another professional athlete to hang out with, man, Steph Curry would be fun.
Yeah,
because he's got a lot of game.
I mean, it might be Charles Barkley for the laughter.
Yeah,
I think a good time.
That's a good one.
You know, I don't need skills. I just need Charles Barkley hammering that from that tee there. That'd be good. I'm
gonna go John Stockton, because I feel like John Stockton is underratedly funny and maybe cool. And you know what? If like we're gonna hang out with somebody that's like our dad, we might as well hang out with a professional basketball player that could tell us some like. He's got to have some good Karl Malone stories. And I don't think we know enough Karl Malone stories. There's not enough Karl Malone stories out there. And I want to regale in like a good John Stockton, like 10-year Karl Malone relationship.
Okay.
Paul Denuzzo's got a good one. He says Larry Bird for the trash talk. That's a pretty good call.
That is pretty good.
Ryan Kramer says John Daly. That's the guy you want to go to Topgolf with.
John Daly to keep up with Makuga on the intake? No, I can't keep up with John Daly. Are you kidding me?
The three of us can.
He drinks like 400 beers in a sitting.
We went to the Topgolf in Arizona, and that's the only Topgolf that I've ever been to. Yeah. Because people ask me all the time, I'm sure that they're probably curious for y'all as well. Do you have a favorite city that you like going to, whether it's perform stand-up or just go like to enjoy the nightlife? What's your favorite city?
Man, Nashville is super fun.
Oh, Nashville's great. We got to get out to Nashville. I mean, I love New York. I get it, but I haven't been there a ton. Nashville I like so much on a trip that I went back like a week later.
Yeah. See, Nashville.
You had such a good vacation. You just decided to go back.
What had happened? We were driving cross country. My ex-girlfriend at the time and I were moving her out to Tennessee, to Johnson City, Tennessee. We stopped in Nashville on the way out, and we enjoyed it so much that when we got to Johnson City, Tennessee, we moved her in and then went back to Nashville for a couple of days. That's how much I loved it.
There you go.
Great time. Nashville.
See, I think like Ken's, what I know about Ken is when he likes something, and you're the same way, Mark. When he likes something, you repeat it over and over and over. Right. And Ken found he loved the slider at Electric Owl, the restaurant by my place. He ordered 4 of them. I mean, when you like something, you like it, you stay with it.
It was like this. It was like this. Carganova.
Yeah. What's your city of choice, Mark, man?
Nashville's a good pick. Houston is underrated. I think Houston is sneaky underrated. They got some good stuff going on in Houston. Okay. And
but we wouldn't. When we were in Houston, the venue was 45 minutes from the hotel. Everything was on lockdown, just naturally. So we have to go downtown Houston. Maybe I can reevaluate.
That's what I'm talking about. Is like the downtown area of Houston's a lot of fun. And the actual travel, like getting from the airport to the hotel is the worst part of the journey in Houston. But I also like San Francisco is a really fun town to actually get out and like experience some of the city. Hell, Tempe was a lot of fun. Like, walking that strip, because I told you all when we went there, we got into the hotel and I was like, hey guys, I'm going to tell you good news and bad news. The good news is that there's a Starbucks right around the corner. The bad news is that the most eclectic brand of homeless bum gypsies, beatniks hang out at that Starbucks, and we walk in and we just get surrounded by them. It's like a bug zapper for crazy people.
We went to that mellow mushroom we always talk about, and Josh and I got some leftover pizza we're going to take back to the hotel room. We walk out 2 steps out the door. There's a homeless guy going, hey, we just went here, have the pizza, man. So it was, it was a good mix, but a college kid right next to him. So, but Tempe was fun. I'll do Tempe again.
Tempe was fun. I got Chicago in the summertime is pretty awesome. Chicago in the summer was a blast. I went to a bachelor party there. Stayed in Wrigleyville, went to a Cubs game. Chicago's pretty awesome, man. Chicago's good.
I enjoyed. I'd never been to Chicago proper till Celebration last year. I had a great time. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I know it's some bad spots, allegedly, whatever. I had a great time. I got my senses up and had a good time. There was a great 7.
Are we becoming one of those couples or one of those threesomes that always says we're going to do fun stuff in a town, but we never actually do? Because like we need to go to a baseball game. We need to actually go to a baseball game. Like what we were going to try to do in Chicago, the Sunday after the special and then the Schmoedown, then we were going to go to Wrigley Field on Sunday. So if we end up going to Boston, we need to hit Fenway Park. That has to be made a priority.
I mean, I'm a New York Yankee fan who has never seen a Yankee game at home. I've seen them every time they come out to the coast here. But I'll gladly go to Fenway too.
I think the smart move is to go to Pittsburgh on a Pirates weekend because the tickets are dirt cheap. It's never sold out, and it's right in downtown. So like you can walk across the bridge, go to the game, and then go out around the stadium. People are constantly tailgating. It's one of like the prettiest stadiums in baseball, and we don't have to get a hotel. We can just have my parents drive us everywhere.
Ken, we really need to take advantage of this Pittsburgh connection we have with Makuga.
Yeah, I don't know why we haven't gone there before, because you know that we're going to go to the Pirates Stadium, and like every third hot dog guy's going to be like, hey, Josh Makuga. Hey, Joshy. Hey, have a dog. So I'm all for it, man.
Listen, goal like 3 of this whole thing is that somebody from Pittsburgh talks to somebody in a front office, and they're like, hey, host of Eating History is from Pittsburgh. Should we have him throw out a first pitch? And then we all go.
Oh, this is great.
See, I really like what's happening right now because if Ken and I can ride your coattails, here's what's going to happen. The only issue we're going to ever run into at a bar or an evening out is that somebody, either it's a chef in the back or it's some other drunk patron, is going to have some weird food item that they're going to challenge you to eat. And that's awesome because Ken and I don't have to do shit. We can even leave. We don't even have to be there anymore. It's not like we have to, like, we'll be around to hang out, but if you get into some weird eating history situation, Ken and I, we already have a free place to stay. We're hanging out with John and Deb. We're in a city that we want to visit. I can go stay with your cousin. Like, it's going to be a good time regardless for Ken and I think, Ken, we are about to be on a gravy train with biscuit wheels, as Bill Murray in Kingpin would say.
This is the best. You and I are going to be, we're going to be at restaurants. Just people are going to come up to give them food. We're going to be like, no. Let's check that out first here. Let me try that. Is that gravy? All right, Josh, you can go for it. Yeah. This is going to be great.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
Josh, how do you feel? Is your teat prepared for Ken and I to suck off it for the rest of our lives?
well, I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Yes. By all means. Okay. I didn't get into this to not like have fun. I didn't like, you know what? As soon as I get a TV show, lockdown, I'm finally gonna start reading more big crossword puzzle. No, let's ride the thunder. Let's go to Thunder Island, Jay Ferguson style. Comedy clubs, weird food things, first pitches. I don't know. Like, who knows what could happen out of this? Yes, yeah. Let's do it.
I'm all for it.
Okay. Garth McMurray checks in and says that Aerosmith is playing Fenway Park sometime in September. So if we can try to get a schmodown around the same time that Aerosmith is there, I think I know. Then we can check Fenway Park off the box, and we can check Aerosmith off the box.
I've never seen Aerosmith live. Never seen him.
I like this. And like Roxy's dad, like discovered Aerosmith, right? So, or something weird like that. So we could all, get something to do with their formation or something. So maybe we can pull some strings and we'll be backstage having a tea and crumpet with Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
I gotta talk to Roxy about that, because it feels like I've heard the beginning of that story 10 times, but I've never once heard the end of it. So I need to get the full scope of the Aerosmith connection.
It's there. It might be on the old Knapsack Files interview we did years ago, but that's not a plug.
Roxy's dad, Michael Stryer, reunited Aerosmith.
I didn't know that. Okay. There you go.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Did you Google that?
No, it just popped up in the chat. Paul Danusa. No, Garth McMurray said it. Yeah.
Wow.
You can read about it on Michael Stryer's wiki page, apparently.
Well, he got him back together. He got him he got him like clean in the late 70s, early 80s, and then we had the run of them Run DMC. We had Permanent Vacation. We had Pump, and we were a lean, mean, sober hit generating machine once again.
That mid 90s with like every video that had Alicia Silverstone in it. I was a fan. I mean, Alicia Silverstone got something inside my loins that,
That's like my favorite trilogy of movies. That's my answer.
It was Crying, Crazy, and Amazing. Were those the three?
Yeah, I think Liv showed up in the last one, right?
Liv was in Crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. That reminds me. That's something else that I have in store for you boys. I do have some trivia. We're not giving away money, but we're giving away something else. I have trivia for you guys.
I also have,
but I need your, and then we have a pack of baseball cards courtesy of Joshua Hercules Bakuga to close us out here. What is the one concert? What's the best concert you've ever seen? And what is the one concert that you want to see? But it can't be like, I want to go see The Who in 1974. Like, it's got to be one that you could still go see. So what is your bucket list concert to go see, and what's the best one you've seen thus far?
Ken?
Well, okay. So I'm one of the biggest U2 fans in the world. I've never seen them live. I just have opportunities haven't come up, or too expensive, or wasn't around, everything. So I'd love to see them. Big fan. Big Oasis fan. I've seen some great Oasis concert, but I think my favorite concert experience, especially now, unfortunately, but about 2005, Anaheim Pond, or whatever it's called, or Honda Center now, whatever. Saw David Bowie, 2.5 hour show. Unabashed, all the greatest hits. Just wasn't afraid of the hits. Did some great stuff. Polyphonic Spree opened for him, and it was just a great experience to see a legend perform.
Wow, Ken, I'm pretty sure with Josh's newfound fame, he can get us U2 tickets. And Josh, we'd like to be in the front row if we can.
I got it. I'm on.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my Edge starter set going, so I think I should
Ken, I never put together the fact that you look like the Edge until like a month and a half ago when you pointed it out, and now I can't unsee it.
It's just look at the I feel numb. Yeah, that's it. That's the video.
That's you.
See, I'll take a step further. I think Ken looks like if you combine the faces of all four members of U2 into one Mr. Potato Head, I think that's what Ken looks like. He's the perfect amalgam of all four members.
What do we got? We got Larry Mullen. I wish he had his hair. Adam Clayton nose. Bono chin. Dave Evans beard. Yeah. Okay.
This is really good information. So Garth McMurray says that Aerosmith, Fenway Park, September 18th, which is a Friday, so we could do the Schmodown Saturday, September 19th. And as much as I love doing stand-up, I'll get in a day earlier to do a Thursday show, and then we can all go see Aerosmith Friday, and then we can do the Schmodown Saturday if we're still alive. I'm
all for it, man. 3 days in
Yeah.
I will talk to the person who I need to talk to about that.
So I was really lucky as a kid because my dad was a car dealer and he did so much advertising with the newspaper, and the newspaper owned the big concert venue in Pittsburgh. So we got a ton of free tickets to a lot of shows. I mean, I've seen Leonard Skinner, Steve Miller Band, John Mellencamp like every summer for like 5 straight summers, right? And some of those memories like with your high school buddies that you went to see these shows, like those are amazing shows. But as far as like the craziest, most fun concert I ever went to, Blink 182. And I'm not a huge Blink 182 fan. Like I like them. They're good, whatever. Mm-hmm. They played at an indoor arena about 45 minutes from my house in Pittsburgh. And I was 17. My buddies drove, and the entire thing was just like us crowd surfing kind of a thing. But here's the best part. They had this band open for them called the Alcoholics. Okay. I don't know an Alcoholic song ever, but the thing, they were like, hey, we're going to have a 40 chugging contest on stage. If you want to come and be part of the 40 chugging, come on up. And I got chosen. There was 3 guys. Again, I was 17 years old. Like I'm in public chugging a 40. It was me versus like a really fat older guy and a dude covered in tattoos. And I won and then puked. Like I was on stage in front of like 3,000 people chugging a 40 at 17. Then I throw up. Everybody cheers, goes crazy. I was like famous at this Blink 182 concert for about 15 minutes. It was awesome.
Did you throw up on stage too, or did you get backstage to puke?
I threw up on stage. Yeah.
Johnny Laquasto, aka Johnny Laquasto in the chat, is saying the licks are dope. He knows the Alcoholics.
Oh, Exhibit was originally in the Alcoholics? No effing way. Huh.
So we used to do a thing in college where if one of our fake IDs worked at the gas station, we'd get a bunch of 40s of like King Cobra or like Colt 45 or whatever, and we called it running a 40, where everybody, it was like maybe 10 of us in one room in a suite, would all chug a 40, and whoever got it, we called it running a 40. So whoever finishes the 40 first wins. And my buddy is like a legendary, like he can just chug fast, right? And so he chugs it and he crushes us. Like I think I came in second with like 45 seconds or something like that. He did it in like 9 seconds. He just chugs the thing, this 40, but it starts coming up and he doesn't make it out of the room before he pukes. So we had to. It was like we did like we were the referee, like looking in the camera, and he puked in the room. So the fact that he puked in the room meant we rolled it no good, and that I won the medal by default.
Nice, good work. Yeah.
My parents are very proud. Jeremy Miller had a great suggestion, Josh. He said that you should do Eating History Live. I think if you do Eating History Live, y'all go on tour and you just have like 5 things that you guys each try on stage. That's a $1 billion idea.
It's a very good idea. It's been talked about. The original idea was we were supposed to have like a live event to kick off the series, but with COVID, it was supposed to be like in tandem, which I think Matt Eisman was hosting. It was in tandem with like Robbie Knievel live jumping over something, and then we were going to eat something old live, and then they were going to roll right into Eating History, but it just didn't work out. I think Robbie Knievel backed out, and then coronavirus happened, and so it all kind of fell apart, unfortunately.
Season 2, maybe Ellis and I can open up by doing just eating bland. This is Whopper. It's a Whopper. No mayo.
Ken and I are going to open by chewing the gum in this pack of Alf cards from 1987, which there is.
Oh, you can.
There is still gum in there. I'm going to give you the picks. And then I'm going to go get your box of trivia questions. So besides Van Halen, I put Van Halen kind of to the side because that's by far the greatest thing that ever happened to anybody.
We were at that same concert and didn't know each other.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we both saw Van Halen at the same night, and it was just ships passing in the night.
Yeah.
I got to see Page and Plant in the late '90s when they were touring with Plant all Led Zeppelin's hits. But I still think that 1993 Aerosmith show, when I was in 6th grade, that my older sister took me to, was the Get a Grip tour, and it was epic. And one of the concerts that I really want to see, I would love to see Foo Fighters on stage, because not only do they do a kick-ass show, I like a lot of their tunes, they always bring special guests. And if they do a big show like Staples Center, or if they do the new the SoFi Center that's opening where the Rams are going to play with their dumb new logos, they're bringing special guests on stage. So you get to see a lot of very, very famous musicians. So that'd be pretty cool. I'm going to grab your stuff. I'll be right back.
All right. Josh, how many times did you see Rusted Root in Pittsburgh?
So I was, if you go on Alexa, I don't know if you have an Alexa, but
yeah, we have 2 now.
Okay, so if you tell her to play like morning acoustic or something, she will play. The first song that will pop up is Rusted Root, "Sending Him Away." Right?
Sending Him Away.
And so, and for those that don't know, why Ken is asking is that Rusted Root is from Pittsburgh, right?
They're like I would have thought they were from Sedona, and they're out there in the wilderness just going, "Send him away." But no, they're from Pittsburgh.
Yes,
city, and I love that about them.
So Rusted Root would play the old Penguins Arena, which at the time was called the Civic Arena. They would play that every New Year's. And I went to, I think for like 3 or 4 years in a row, Rusted Root played New Year's at the Civic Arena. And I went to 2 of them. I think like my junior and senior years, sophomore and junior year in high school, I went to see Rusted Root at the Civic Arena. And then I saw them at least 3 or 4 other times. They still tour. My buddy was working on a documentary about them for a while. Rusted Root still tours like 200 plus days a year.
I want to do a documentary series on all the big bands in the 90s that I used to play the songs for that kind of faded away, that are still going or came back or doing things like Gin Blossom, Spin Doctors, Rusted Root. Now they're still going, or they came back and have released 3 or 4 albums.
Sister Hazel.
I want to document. What's that?
Like Sister Hazel. Yeah, dude, I would love to see that documentary. Yeah. Because those bands all had like 1 or 2, maybe even 3 like bigger songs. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a big Gin Blossoms fan. Actually, when I was in radio, they came to my hometown, and we put on the concert. I got to hang out with them backstage. Nicest guys, boring guys. They were like, "We got to go back to our hotel rooms. We have wives," and we're like rock and roll. But okay,
damn.
Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. Mark is back. Molly's been fed.
Yeah. She went to her room. I tried to get her up here, but I think she's a little upset at Poppy, who had to yell at her a couple times. Gin Blossom's still touring, by the way. So they played a winery in like Temecula not too long ago that Perry Nemiroff, who's a huge Gin Blossoms fan, told me about. And I was like, yeah, we should all go. But then I was on the road that weekend. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know how to process.
Lawson says Goo Goo Dolls. I actually really enjoy Goo Goo Dolls too. That's like a guilty pleasure.
I like Goo Goo Dolls. I'm big Replacements fans. There was some heat between them, but Johnny LaCosta says I want to see 7 Mary 3. Yes, 7 Mary 3. 7 Mary 3. I think that was
from Virginia.
Yeah.
Really?
That's a Virginia band, and so anytime you go drinking at a local Williamsburg, Virginia bar, which there's like 3 of them, there's the Corner Pocket, which is the pool hall, then you have Paul's Deli and the Greenleaf, which are both right next to William and Mary University. They always play 7 Mary 3. Like you hear a lot of Cumbersome in there.
Yeah. Rusted Root, obviously a big Pittsburgh. We also have a guy by the name of Donnie Iris. He had 2 pretty big songs. One was called Leah, like Ali, and then Love Is Like a Rock. He's from Pittsburgh. Then we had this band called the Clarks that like opened for Dave Matthews one tour, but never blew up. But they did have one song that went national. It was like a thing.
Yeah, we used to play them at K-Bear, so totally.
Yeah.
I saw Dave Matthews open for Toe the Wet Sprocket, first concert.
Ooh, wow, there's some 90s.
What university did Dave Matthews play their first concert, Mark?
Toe the Wet Sprocket was the only band that our friend Lou Santini threw out of his radio studio mid-interview. True story.
They seem like such nice, affable fellows. Were they drunk?
They were being standoffish pricks and not answering any of his questions. So in the middle of the interview, he goes, "Get out of my studio." And he threw Toad the Wet Sprocket out. This is when he worked there for WMMS, which is the big Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Cleveland station. And they were like, "What? You can?" And he's like, "Get the boop out of my station. Get out of here." And he
was that when Lou Santini had long hair?
Yes, when he had the long rock hair. Yep.
We got to get him on one of these shows. Just I want to hear all the stories.
Me too.
Absolutely, we will.
Yeah.
So this is the game that I got for Christmas from my family. He gave me rock and roll trivia.
Yes.
So apparently this company makes a bunch of trivia games, and I got rock and roll trivia for my mom. My sister got Golden Girls trivia, and it's like a bunch of Golden Girls trivia. And my sister, so we had a few drinks. This is Christmas night. We had a few drinks, and we all played some rock and roll trivia, and then we played Golden Girls trivia. My sister got like 20 questions in a row right. Like, it wasn't even fair. We just all ganged up on her and just kept asking her questions, and she never. It was like Ken in Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. Just kept getting it right. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
That was Grace and I's first date was Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit, and I never got a turn in one of the games. She just went around, boop, 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 and that was it.
Man.
3 years
Okay.
later, 3 years later,
So,
share dogs.
Here's how we're going to play. It's the first person to 10 points. So I'm just going to alternate each person. So maybe somebody gets a lucky question that's easier. And you're not allowed to look at the chat room. Okay.
Unlike
the chat room,
other trivia competitors, I don't challenge questions.
If Ken doesn't win this like 10-1, I will be shocked.
Okay. Each question's worth 2 points, but you can ask me for multiple choice, at which point the value of the question goes down to 1.
No,
I have multiple choice options on here. Okay. Who wants to go first? Josh, since you're the underdog, I'm going to say you can either go first or defer to Ken.
I will defer to K-Bear's own.
That is a smart play because this question is hard.
Uh-oh.
Ken,
Yep.
for 2 points, which band released their album Blurry Face in 2015?
Oh, come on. 2015. I don't. Blurry Face?
Yeah, again, you can ask for multiple choice.
Multiple choice.
Okay, so the way multiple choice works in this game is I only give you 2 options, one of which is a correct answer, okay?
I'm covering up chat, so I don't see chat.
Go to private chat if you're on.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that. Okay.
Okay, is it Blurry Face in 2015? Is it Imagine Dragons or 21 Pilots?
21 Pilots.
Ken Knapsack has a point. He's on the board.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Josh, you're up next. And your question is?
Cut out there for a second.
Ooh.
Mark.
Josh, your question.
Okay.
What was the popular nickname, besides the Beatles, what was the popular nickname for John, Paul, George, and Ringo? Again, multiple choices is available.
I'll go multiple choice.
Okay. Is it the Fab Four or the Liverpool Boys?
Well, you know what's really funny is I was going to say, I don't know, the Liverpool Boys. I'll go with the Fab Four.
You are correct for a point. And
the Liverpool boys are coming around here. We're quite prepared for that eventuality. He's very clean.
I was going to say the Mop Tops. Is that wrong?
I mean, that's, super wrong.
look, there's a lot of questions in here that if they were asked in the Schmodown would instantly be shredded and challenged, and managers would be running all over the place. So
Dagnino thinks it's real. All right. Anyways.
Okay, Ken. It's 1-1. Back to you, Ken.
Okay.
What band was originally called Rocket Baby Dolls?
Multiple choice.
Is it Kiss or Muse?
Gosh, I really know Kiss. That's not ringing a bell, but I'm gonna go Muse.
Ken Knapsack takes the lead. He is up 2-1.
This is
Justin
recent trivia, like real recent rock stuff.
I know. I'm like, I want to go to like the Rock and Roll Jeopardy 60s with Probst, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going back pretty far with this one. Josh, who played the piano on the Hollies hit, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother?
Well, you know what? I'm going to try and go for it to try and jump a lead here. I'm going to say Lil Richard.
Looking for Elton John.
Oh, damn.
Looking for Elton John.
Right.
I got to go back and listen to that song now that I know Elton John's playing on it.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorites.
Okay. Ken, you have a chance to build on your lead. And see, this is what happens with this game, is that you have some tough questions, and then you have a question like this where Josh is about to be in a hole. Ken, which band's albums include Slippery When Wet and New Jersey?
Damn it.
Oh, that's Bon Jovi. I got that.
Yes,
2 points.
it is. Yes, it is.
2 points.
4-1. And Josh needs a rebound here.
4-1. 4-1.
Oh, man. Okay, Josh, I wish you knew more about this band. The Beatles chose their name in honor of who? And you can go to multiple choice.
Well, so it'd be like a beat, like it's Beatles, right? It's not spelled like, so I'm like maybe a drummer, beat, Elvis Presley.
We're looking for the Crickets. The Crickets. But here were the multiple choice options.
Yeah, what are the multiple choice?
Your multiple choice options were, was it the Crickets or Papa Roach?
Oh.
So I think process of elimination would help you.
That's pretty good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, you might be going up by 2 more points here.
Okay.
Rick Nielsen is the lead guitarist for what band?
Rick Nielsen's league, Cheap Trick.
Ken is up 6-1, and Josh Makuga.
10-1.
I want you to want me.
Well, now I have to take the 2 pointers to even try and come close. And then here comes another Beatles question. In what is George's apartment address? God.
10-9 Glendale Street. I don't know. That's not a real name.
Okay, Josh. Which band was called Pectorals and Starfish before deciding on its final name?
Pectorals and Starfish?
Yeah.
I got to do multiple choice because I don't even have a guess here.
Got it. Yeah, I would too.
Okay. Was it U2 or Coldplay?
It's got to be Coldplay. That sounds something stupid those idiots would do.
Okay, it is 6-2. Josh Makuga scrapping by.
Woo!
But
He
Ken
was
Knapsack control the game.
Yeah, Ken.
All right, Ken. 2 more points. The
Mhm.
duo of Andrew Van Wingarden and Ben Goldwasser are better known as who?
I'm gonna need multiple choice, but I'll probably hear it.
All right. Is it MGMT or Outcast?
MGMT.
Yeah. Yes, it is. See, they tell you what 2 options to
Oh wow.
add.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
The right ones.
Is it
Okay,
weird
so-
that I was going to say MGMT? Like, I thought I read that in an Esquire one time, like 15 years ago.
Yeah, probably.
You would have got it.
All right. 7-2. Josh can cut the lead to 3 if he gets this one correct. Josh, which Clash song has the line, "By order of the prophet, we ban that boogie sound"?
London is Calling?
Looking for Rock the Casbah.
Damn it.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Rock the Casbah.
And I believe it's London Calling, not London is Calling. It's not like, hello?
London.
I would have given you credit. I would have given you credit.
Yeah.
Okay, Ken, you can get within 1 of the win if you get this correct.
Okay.
On the Dire Straits' hit "Money for Nothing," who sang the opening line?
I know this.
Sting, right?
I want my
MTV. Yeah.
Okay, it's 9-2.
Red key.
And now Josh is poised for the greatest comeback in rock and roll trivia history. And man, does he have an uphill battle to fight here. Josh, which glam rock band recorded the original version of "Come On, Feel the Noise"?
Oh, wait. I think I know this.
It was before Quiet Riot.
Was it Twisted Sister?
It's a great guess, but that is incorrect. The answer is Slade.
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 All right, possibly for the win.
Josh might be able to stay alive for another round because this is a tough one. Ken, for the win, who wrote the Aretha Franklin song "Respect"?
I think I know this.
He only needs 1 point.
I mean, I'll go multiple choice. I think I have a guess, but I don't think it's right.
Was it Otis Redding or Paul Anka?
I would have guessed completely wrong. I am gonna go Paul Anka.
We still have a ball game. It was Otis Redding.
Oh, look at that! All right, I was doing the counter guess. Otis Redding made some sense. Paul Anka, not so much.
Okay, and here comes Josh McCouga. Josh trails 9-2. But Josh, your question: which Rolling Stones hit begins with "I was born in a crossfire hurricane"?
Dun, 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 dun,
That's my favorite Stones song of all time.
Is it Jumpin' Jack Flash, right?
It's a gas, gas, gas.
Good pull.
Okay, Josh McCouga, 9-4.
9-4.
4.
Come on, Ken, keep missing.
Come on.
All right.
Feel the noise.
Okay, Ken.
Okay.
For the win, which band broke up after releasing its 6th studio album, The Hunter, in 1982?
Give me the multiple choice. I got room.
Okay.
Don't be careless.
Is it Blondie or Journey?
Oh, definitely Blondie.
It is definitely Blondie for the win.
I mean, because Journey goes on to greatness. Like,
Yes, they were.
was Live at Houston even recorded by 82, Josh?
I think Live in Houston was in 82 because I think Steve Perry's solo ventures were 85, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I think Oh Sherry came out in 84 for some reason, but I'm not sure about that. I'm going to ask Josh his next question just to break Ken's heart. Ken, excuse me, Josh, which band did Tom Petty join in 1988?
Oh, yeah. Which one did he join?
Yeah.
The Heartbreakers. Oh, wait, no. The Traveling Wilburys.
Yes.
Favorite band of myself and trivia answer. One of the favorite bands of our friend Naz Perez. One of her dad raised her on that band.
See, there you go.
There you go.
Okay, so I mentioned this when I was hosting on the Q today, which you can download the Q Trivia. Watch me every day. There was a question about the Traveling Wilburys, and it was which of these artists was not a member of the Traveling Wilburys, and it was Jeff Lynne, George Harrison, or Johnny Cash. And I mentioned that Spotify has a Traveling Wilburys like radio station playlist, and it's the best because they play stuff from the Beatles, they play Dylan, they play Stones, they play everything because so many people were a part of that band. It's a great.
I love that. I'll have to check that out. Good call.
Great band. Roy Orbison, and then he passes away, and they offered Del Shannon a chance to join, and he passed away, I believe. So
that's right. That's right. Del Shannon would have been very interesting with that band.
And I just looked up Sherry, Mark, 1984.
I was right.
You were right.
1984, good year. All right, let's close out with some baseball cards, courtesy of Josh. So now,
1990 score.
1990 score.
Okay. Is it just me? Or are you going to try to give it a go, Ellis, with me?
Josh, what do you think? So Josh is going to open a pack of baseball cards, and then Ken and I are going to have to figure out who. Josh, I think that I'll do. I think let me guess first.
Okay.
But I might just defer to Ken, and then you can come back to me for if I think Ken's right or not.
Man, these are
I like that. Okay. Or you can counter guess. I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
What year is this? This is 90 score baseball.
90 score baseball.
So reflecting the 1989 season.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, Josh, you know what? Just ask the name to Ken, and let's see if Ken can get it because the fans pay money to watch. They don't pay money to see us. They pay money to watch Ken Knapsack get these right, and then I'll say whether I think I agree with him or not.
Okay.
Here we go. This guy, to throw back to the beginning of our conversation, this guy looks like a high school gym teacher, a guy by the name of Vance Law.
Ooh, all right. So Vance Law was an outfielder and third baseman. most of the time he was with one team. He did move around, but I'm going to say 1990 score will show him with the Chicago Cubs.
Okay, Mark?
That sounds good to me.
That is correct. Third baseman, Chicago Cubs. Bang, bang, bang.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a good name, Francois. I like that name.
All right. This guy, I'm pretty sure, is at a bar just crushing it to this day. Hell of a mustache. Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan.
Former Cy Young Award winner Mike Flanagan was a pitcher. I believe 90 score will show him still with the Baltimore Orioles.
Mark.
That is correct.
Ooh, pitcher correct. We're looking for the Toronto Blue Jays.
All right. Yeah, he did move on to Blue Jays. Okay, that's fair.
So
I remember watching him when I was I think I went to a game that Mike Flanagan pitched in like 88 or 89.
He was a mainstay for the Orioles for years, but he did go to the Blue Jays and missed it by a year. So, yep.
Yeah, right.
An early punch taken by the champion. 1 for 2. Okay.
It does bother. I get mad at myself when I don't really think those years through.
Up next, a favorite in your hearts, Bob Ojeda. Bob Ojeda or Ojeda, but I believe it's Ojeda.
No, Bob Ojeda. Oh, God, Ojeda. So Ojeda was a Met for a long time, Met pitcher, but he did move on at one point. I'm going to still say he was a pitcher for the Mets in 90 score.
Mark?
Yeah, I think he was still with the Mets.
Boom. Bob Ojeda, pitcher.
Okay.
New York Mets. Okay. 2 for 3. All right.
You keep pace with Ken, and then you try to find a moment later in the game where you can sneak ahead of him. Yeah.
Okay. Up next, mustache is key in this pack right now. Kevin Gross.
Ooh, Kevin Gross was a pitcher. Eventually would pitch for the Dodgers. I still think 90 score. Oh, gosh. It's either Reds or Phillies. I'm going to go Phillies. Pitcher Phillies.
Ooh, Mark?
Okay. I just want everybody to know I was not going to say pitcher Phillies before Josh did that. Ooh.
Whoops. I just botched that. That's my bad.
I'm going to say pitcher Mets.
Ooh, we're looking for pitcher Expos.
Okay. All right. But I still go ahead.
Okay.
I got an Expos.
3, Ken 2 of 4. Oh, holy cow, how'd this get in here? That's a card for eating history. Next Wednesday, 10 p.m. on history. That's crazy. That got in a 90 score pack. Talk about a winner.
That's a prediction.
Are you magician Robert Parker? That was pretty impressive.
Thank you. All right. Up next, looks like he's choking up, maybe hitting a liner down the third base side. One Gerald Perry. Gerald Perry, 90 scored. Gerald Perry was a first baseman mostly, but first baseman. 90 score will still show him with the Atlanta Braves. He did move on to the Royals, I believe, but Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I think that's right.
It is correct. First baseman, Atlanta Braves.
Right. He had a great 1988 season. He batted like 312 or something.
This was the season when the Braves started beating my Pirates. And to this day, I have like a very, very strong sense of hatred for the Atlanta Braves.
He was the guy. So, Josh, Sid Bream replaced him. Like they got rid of Gerald Perry because they picked up Sid Bream.
Oh, Sid Bream. It's the worst. Okay. This guy sounds like his name was made up basically as an alias to get him across a border. But a guy by the name of Atlee Hammaker.
Yeah. Atlee Hammaker, former All-Star, gave up a grand slam in the 83 All-Star game to Fred Lynn at Comiskey Park. He was a left-hand pitcher that should still show him with the Giants.
Mark?
Okay.
Correct. Pitcher Giants. I mean, my God. Ken.
Oh, Christ.
Christ. Ooh, we got one of those little hologram cards for the MVP of Carl Yastrzemski in 1967. There we go. Ooh, here's a first-round pick. We're looking for Willie Green.
Wait, sorry, said that's the card, Willie Green?
Yeah, Willie Green.
But he was a first-round pick?
Yeah, it's like a first-round pick card. He looks like he's 13 in the picture, to be honest.
Yeah. So I got to place the team. Oh, Willie Green. He was. Oh man, I know Willie Green. I don't know. I think he was like a third baseman, outfielder. I'll say I guess I'll say third baseman. I can't remember who drafted him though. I'll say Cincinnati Reds.
Mark.
That sounds wrong, Ken.
Yeah, I didn't sell that well.
I'm going away.
Okay. Shortstop, my Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wow. Yeah, big whiff for me. Yep.
Okay, here we go. I honestly, I feel like they just dressed this guy up and put a bat in his hand because there's no way this guy played professional baseball. Rance Mulliniks.
Rance Mulliniks. He was great in the '85 LCS against the Royals. He was a third baseman, outfielder, mostly a pinch hitter for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Mark?
Rance Mulliniks sounds like the name of some corporation that's evil. Like, can you believe Rance Mulliniks is putting sawdust in their milkshakes?
Have you been poisoned by the Rance Mulliniks Corporation? Dial 999-4949.
I will agree with Ken.
Right? DH, Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, there you
I just like how the fact that I still can't figure out where the camera is the first time. Every time I'm still like, oh, there it is. Yeah, my bad. Okay. Okay. I got a story about this next player. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Francona. Terry Francona,
90 score. So here's the thing. Francona did move around. He was a first baseman, outfielder. I think 90 score. I might miss it, but I do believe is still with the Cleveland Indians.
Mark.
I'm going to say that Francona had already moved on.
Mark is correct. He's with the Brewers right now.
That's fair.
Little known story. Terry Francona from my dad's hometown of New Brighton, Pennsylvania. Terry and Tito. Tito went on to manage the World Series Boston Red Sox. Terry Francona, still good friends with my Uncle Mark. They played baseball together. I met him. He came to my family Christmas a few years back. Really, really good dude. Terry Francona.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, all accounts, Francona's great. He managed Jordan that year he was in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's in the 30 for 30. That's right.
Yeah.
So Tito broke, or I think Terry's younger. I forget if Terry's younger or older, but I think he's older. But
Tito's his
older?
dad.
What's
Tito
up?
was his dad.
Tito was the dad, but they called Terry Tito as well. No, they called so Terry who was the manager of the Red Sox?
Terry Francona.
Terry Francona, right? So they called Terry Tito as well as like a nickname home, but they never whatever. So Terry Francona has this unbelievable high school record. He didn't hit in 5 straight games. He hit at every at bat for 5 straight games. So we went 5 straight games and got a hit at every at bat.
22.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, pretty cool. All right. Danny Heap.
Oh, Danny Heap was an outfielder, pinch hitter. He did play for the New York Mets, but that's not my final answer because 90 score. I'm trying to remember if he moved on. I think at this point I don't have any other team in my head, so I'm going to go Mets.
Okay, so fun fact, Danny Heap's dad was best friends with my dad, and Danny Heap used to take me to basketball practice in his Volkswagen Scirocco. I'm gonna disagree with you.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. All right. All right. Danny Heap, in between basketball practices, was a DH for the Boston Red Sox. He was a DH.
He did move. I feel
Yeah,
right.
we call him Dito, and Dito, Uncle Dito.
That was his dad's name too. Everyone in the family was named Dito. Heap.
Holy shit. Okay. All right.
Eating history.
Everybody watching at home, this is exactly what it's like to hang out with us idiots. This is exactly.
Yeah.
I totally forget there's cameras here. This is what we actually do normally on the patio.
Okay. All right, here we go. Ellis Burks. You should probably get that one.
Yeah, Ellis Burks, outfielder, Boston Red Sox.
Boston Red Sox, yes.
That's correct. Center field, Boston Red Sox. Okay. Oh, shit. Another eating history card. Guys, next Wednesday, back-to-back episodes, 10 p.m. on history. Thank you guys so much for watching. Wow.
You know, right next to the eating history card is the actual eating history icon that I put up there for you.
Let's do it real quick. Let's get that in there. Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Now burned me.
Now it's why we love Star Wars.
Okay. This guy, Mike Greenwell. I feel like I had 40 versions of a Mike Greenwell card.
Can I do this one?
Yeah, do it.
Is this you see a second baseman for the Boston Red Sox?
No, he's an outfielder.
Correct. Outfielder, Boston Red Sox, Mike Greenwell.
Greenwell was one of the great players from 88 to like 92, and he just faded away with injury. But he one of the best swings, but he was great.
Ooh, this is Ricky Henderson. Everybody ought to get this one, but 90 would show him on what team?
Yeah. So, Ricky, one of my favorite players. Ricky does what Ricky does. He's an outfielder. So 90 score would show him with I think he by then was still he was back with the A's.
He is left field, Oakland A's. Now, do you guys see there's like an error? Do you think that's an error card? Is that like worth more? There's like a little error on it.
Let me look. Show me. I'll look.
See What's how it's got down here, right on the A's logo. See
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm gonna keep that. I'll show it to you next time.
I have in my closet. I have a box of unopened 1980s tops, an unopened wax box, and it could have a Ricky Henderson rookie card in there.
Could have a Ricky.
Damn. So. Okay. Man, I think every player in this pack has had a mustache, including Scott Bankhead.
Oh, Scott Bankhead. He was a pitcher. 90 score. It's either Mariners or Royals.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Mariners.
Mariners pitcher. There you go. Scott Bankhead.
Yeah.
Bankhead. All right. Lance Johnson.
Oh,
White Sox.
Yeah, Lance Johnson was an outfielder White Sox. He eventually, I think, went to the Cardinals, but I think 90 scored showing White Sox. Yeah.
There you go. Outfielder White Sox. All right. And finally, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Scott Lucider or Scott Lusader?
Scott Lusader. Oh, Lusader. Oh, that's a forgotten name. Oh, my God. Scott Lusader. I'm blanking. Totally forgotten name. I think he was like a outfielder, first baseman for the Brewers.
Mark?
I'll go ahead and agree with Ken.
Outfielder for the Tigers. Very close to the Brewers. Very close.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's the last one?
Yeah, that's the last one.
Oh, man. Yeah, I forgot about Lusader. Yeah.
Of all the people, I mean, I remember like 3 of these guys for the most part, but Terry Francona's brother was Paul Francona. That's the
Paulie Francona. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan's brother was Ricky, and Ricky was a couple of years older than him, so we never associated with Ricky, but he lent me a sweatshirt one Thanksgiving when I was cold, so it was a good story. Everybody in the chat room played along, and it's just great to see all y'all out there in the social media, internet, YouTube world contributing and just hanging out with us for a little bit. I know it's probably tough on y'all this time in our existence, but we're getting through it together, and we're all here, especially this week, celebrating. At least one of us is doing something cool and interesting in the world, and that would be Joshua Hercules Macuga, the star of Eating History, every Wednesday night. Our buddy Mark Fernandez is in the chat room, and he was very impressed with Ken's baseball card knowledge.
Fernandez is in the chat? All right, Fernandez. Josh and I got a deal for you. We'll bring back 3 Captain Learning videos. We'll talk about the right off camera. 3 Captain Learning videos. Have Frank come back and edit those things. We'll talk about it off air. We want one more shot at it.
One more shot at Captain Learning. One more.
I can't wait to have the documentary of Captain Learning. Like, it's this great failure, and then it's like Captain Learning's training for one more fight, and we'll see what happens in 2021 when Captain Learning comes back. So everybody out there in the chat, obviously Ed Harrell, what would we all do without you? What a great guy. Kristen Smith, great fan. Cam, great fan. Kyle, Paul Denuzzo, everybody out there, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with us. Josh, Ken, last words for tonight's episode?
I love, sorry, Josh, I'm going to leave you the very last word because you're the star of a TV show. I love doing this. Actually, was looking forward to this all day. Had fun on the Twitch stream last night. It's a confusing time. It could be scary. There's a lot of things happen. I know now a couple people in my circle have like a daughter that has the COVID-19 and everything. And there's a lot of seriousness hanging over, but this is what we're doing. We're coming together. We're gathering around the radio and hanging out. And I think that's a great thing. And Mark, it's been fun to do this with you. So happy to see Johnny LaQuasto in the chat because Quasto is one of the great guys out there in the world. And we miss you, Johnny. And so happy for you with what you're doing too. But everyone, we love you. And this has been a great thing to do.
For sure. Ken said it perfectly. I think, just trying to stay sane and entertain you guys in the midst of all this pandemonium. Thank you guys so much for all the kind words about eating history, for all the people that watched or, online, on their TV, DVR'd it, whatever. I really, really do appreciate it. 8 more episodes over the next 6 to 7 weeks, and you're going to see it popping up on history all throughout. So thank you again for tuning in, for all your nice comments, everything in between. It really does not go unnoticed and unappreciated. So thank you.
And Josh, I just want you to be mentally prepared for what's going to happen when we go on the road now, is that we do a show, and then afterwards at the bar, you're going to get some drunk guy coming up to you like, hey, you're that guy that eats stuff, right? Why don't you eat what's in my pocket right now? Why don't you eat whatever's in my pocket, boy? Eat my pocket. And that's when Ken and I leave, and we go to the bar next door, and you have to deal with whatever is in Biff's pocket. Are you ready for that?
Getting there real deep and nice, like, yeah.
Until next time, we will see y'all on the other side. Check out Josh, check out Ken, follow their stuff, buy Ken's book, watch Josh's show, and for me, just support me and somebody drive me to the hospital after I eat this Alf gum. See you guys.